Yo, what it do, GG Nation, GG Legion, it's your fella again, Straussman, the GG. Yo, welcome to another episode of Straussman Reacts. Yo, we got a new Zelda game announced today. Not the one you're thinking, though. I know there was some huge news today, some leaked information that got confirmed, 100% confirmed on Microsoft's side. But I'm going to save that. The rumor is there's going to be a PlayStation 5 price reveal, and then we'll talk about all that tomorrow. I'll talk about both those things. That's what I was going to do today originally, was reacting on the Xbox Series S and X price reveal and date and all that. But I saw this. Let's do another episode of Straussman Reacts here on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a new Zelda game just announced. Let's check this out. If you guys haven't played the original one, they did put it on Switch, and it was really good.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, the producer of The Legend of Zelda
100
series.
years before
We mentioned in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much.
I still think we get one more Direct before...
Regarding the sequel, in order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development, so you'll have to wait a bit longer before we can provide more updates.
Okay, so they said we have to wait a little bit longer.
In the meantime, we've prepared a different way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of
I think that's
Calamity
Impa talking.
Ganon, a primal evil that has endured.
So Breath of the Wild was like the first Zelda in chronologically speaking.
Now ready.
And now this one's 100 years
Ready
before
to hear
that.
what happened 100 years ago.
Like Zelda. So most likely this is not spanning all the other Zeldas like original Hyrule Warriors did. This is Breath of the Wild centric, which is cool. I think that's a great idea. I think that was one of the biggest issues when I beat it. I didn't think we didn't get enough information with the champions. You only got to see them once or twice. Now we actually get to play as them, which is dope. It actually looks pretty good. Calamity Ganon, baby. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Very cool. Interesting announcement. A pleasant surprise today, man. This is what Breath of the Wild, I think, needed. Some more story.
What you just saw
content.
is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This game takes place 100 years before the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In that game,
Impa should
the
be
great
young, right?
calamity that occurred 100 years prior was mentioned, but the actual event itself wasn't shown in full. In this game, you'll be able to experience the events of the Great Calamity.
Very
now,
cool. So
I
it's
would
gonna be
like
dark.
to invite Koei Tecmo Games producer Mr. Hayashi to join me here.
I like his shirt he has. Is it cooler than mine though?
Hello, everyone. I'm Yosuke Hayashi from Koei Tecmo Games and the
Koei
producer of
Tecmo,
this
man,
game.
they've been killing it with
Hyrule
these
Warriors
Warrior
Age of
spin-off
Calamity
games, man.
began when
Persona
Mr.
5
Aonuma
Scramble.
approached
I know
us
everybody's
saying,
waiting here in the
I think
West
it would
for
be
it.
interesting to create a Warriors game telling the story
Especially
of the
Chad.
Great
Shout out to the
Calamity.
Bearded Wonder.
What do you think? The battles between the Kingdom of Hyrule and Calamity Ganon would complement warrior-style gameplay against large armies. The previous Hyrule Warriors games were filled with Zelda conventions. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
I still need to pick the OG Hyrule Warriors up because
but for someone like
really
me,
fun.
who's been playing Zelda games for a long time, this was an extraordinary experience. It's a new, special title for me. Unlike the previous Hyrule Warriors games, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity was developed by working closely with the Zelda team in every step of the process.
Looks like a
including
little bit of
gameplay
frame rate.
direction, graphics, world, and all dialogue. And while we maintained the distinct gameplay style of the Warrior series, with exciting 1 versus 1,000 battles and a wide variety of playable characters, this became the only game that will let you experience the world 100 years prior to the events of The Legend of Zelda.
This seems like a
Breath
more
of the
intimate
Wild.
game. It
Firsthand.
sounds like they're gonna play into that a lot, but it probably won't be that many characters. It probably will be the champion Zelda.
Thank you, Mr. Hayashi. During the development of the previous Hyrule Warriors games, I was impressed with how the Warriors development team, led by Mr. Hayashi, had a deep understanding of the Legend of Zelda series. This time around, they made it possible to create this new experience by combining the well-detailed world of Breath of the Wild with Warriors gameplay. Therefore, I believe this game will offer the experience of the great Calamity battles that weren't fully shown in the original game. I hope that both those who played the previous Hyrule Warriors games and those who played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild
I know a lot of people
can
probably let
experience
down.
this game.
They want Breath of the
Hyrule
Wild
Warriors:
too, and
Age of
it's gonna look like it's gonna be a while.
Calamity on November 20th.
November 20th. So this is the November game. November-December game.
Thank you for your
Interesting.
continued support for The Legend of Zelda and
Interesting.
this game.
That pretty much confirms we're not going to see Breath of the Wild 2. They already said that anyway. I'm going to lower this a little bit and replay it again for you guys. Play it again for you guys while I speak over it really quickly. Just some final thoughts here. Overall, I think this is really good. I think this is awesome. More story detail for
Hello,
Breath of the
everyone.
Wild.
I'm Ajiao Newman,
I
the
think
producer of the Legend
was
of Zelda
needed.
series.
Personally, I think it was needed.
We mentioned in the June 2019
Sony has
Nintendo
been
Direct
killing it with their
presentation
first-party
that we had started
narrative
development on the sequel to The
games.
Legend
They
of
do
Zelda
such a great
Breath of the
job with
Wild.
those. I think
Many people around the world
Microsoft's
are
trying
still
really
playing
hard to
Breath
do
of the
that,
Wild, so I'd
and
like to thank you all from the bottom
Nintendo
of
has
my
always
heart.
kind of stayed in their own lane.
Thank
And
you so
I
much.
personally think Majora's Mask was a really deep and horrifying story. Same with
Regarding the
Twilight
sequel,
Princess.
in order to make the vast
And I
world
felt
we
like Breath of the
enjoyed
Wild
exploring
lacked a
in
little
the
bit of
original
that
game
because you
even
didn't get
more
to really know the
impressive.
champions.
The
I'm
team
hoping
has
we
worked
get to with
hard on
this.
its development.
Again, I was
So
a
you'll
big
have
fan
to
of the
wait a
OG
bit longer
Hyrule
before we can
Warriors. I know a lot of people are going to be
provide
disappointed. This is another spin-off. Another Hyrule Warriors game.
In the meantime,
Potentially
we've
lack
prepared a
of
different
characters
way for you
because it
to
might just be the
experience the world
champions.
of Hyrule,
Link,
and we have a
Zelda,
video to introduce
maybe
it.
Impa.
Please take
You know,
a
she
look.
should be 100 years younger. This is 100 years before the game started. Very cool. Very awesome announcement. Again, we will talk about the Xbox price tomorrow. Supposedly there's supposed to be a PS5 or price reveal tomorrow. Be interesting. That was going to be the original video today, but I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Please smash the hell of the like button. Comment down below. Helps me out with the algorithm. And let me know what you think. Definitely sub if you're new. Definitely let me know what you think about this. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for Breath of the Wild 2 now. It seems like this is the November game. Could still potentially be a December game. Don't know what that's going to be. This came out of nowhere. I still think there might be a direct. I don't know. I'm going with my gut. I still think there might be one more direct before this year's said and done. But I could be wrong. This could be it. They did the same thing with Pikmin 3. They did a Pikmin 3 announcement out of nowhere. Didn't do a reaction video on it. I'm just excited. I'm ready to play it. Appreciate all the love and support, man, on the channels. I'll be live on Twitch with my cousins tonight. We're going to play some Avengers. I'm excited to do that. Tell me what you think down below. I've been your fellow Straussman, the GG, and I'm outie.